All right. Well, welcome to Ominous Dark Realms. And I'm your host, Danny. I've been listening to a lot of Art Bell, so I've been influenced by him. I listen to a lot of Art Bell all the time at night before I go to bed. So it's just because I have had some weird experiences in my life, and somewhere down the road, I started going down the UFO paranormal rabbit hole, and I just couldn't turn back. I mean, I've been doing this. I've been studying this for a long time. Like UFOlogy or the occult. I have my own reasons. I had my own experiences. I mean, I think everybody does. There's people that have never experienced anything before. I've always said that, some people have stronger antennas than others. And so some people tend to can talk about it, and some people can't talk about it, But recently I had this new weird experience where I was, and before I start this, I just want to say, for a lot of experiencers out there, whenever they have one experience, they'll have another experience, and then they'll have another experience. It's almost like something out there in another dimension is trying to prepare you for the next experience. So it's just very strange, and everybody experiences these things in different ways. Some people hear things, some people see things, and some people feel things. You'll have some people that have that part of the brain that allow them to see a full apparition. And then there's some people where they walk somewhere, like some old house or something, and they'll feel something. Well, one day I was at my last job, my last boss's house, the last job that I worked. I was working as a private detective for about 3 or 4 months, and I was just working on case after case, filling out report after report. And just one day I was getting some good training on how to log my hours. And I was sitting in my boss's house during the middle of the day. This was in Summerville, South Carolina. And I'm just sitting there. It was a beautiful day. It was during the summertime recently. And I heard something behind me walk up the steps. And in mid-conversation, I could feel the steps. And I heard the doorbell. And I just kind of like, okay, well, he gets up to go answer the door. He opens the door, and I look back, and there is nobody there. And he closes the door. And I'm like, what the heck was that? But I was so locked into the conversation that I didn't pay attention to the fact that I didn't see anybody there. And I could clearly feel and hear somebody up the steps standing there. So the doorbell rings again in mid-conversation. He gets up and answers it again and says, I looked at him. I said, man, that's really strange. And he closed the door. And he sat down. And my boss at the time was the kind of boss that was so serious that he did not seem like the type that would be okay with a conversation about spirits. But I asked him in this kind of southern way, I said, hey, is your house a little funny? And he looks at me and says, no. And I was like, okay. But he answered me in a way where he kind of seemed a little embarrassed about it. It was just the strangest thing. And since that time, every time I went back to that house, I just always felt like there definitely could be something there for sure. So I think I worked that job another month before I ended it. I just couldn't stay on that job anymore. It was really exciting. I loved the job. I just couldn't. It's just you work for very little pay, and yeah. But I'll never forget that experience in that house. And I've had other experiences, but that one was pretty compelling. But I've had other compelling experiences too. So I'll leave you with that. I'm going to call that one the ghost doorbell.